So as you see, you'll have all the support you need to meet the requirements of each assignment successfully. So for example, the syllabus and the assignment documents are going to have all the information about what to submit, when to submit it, where and how to submit it. And you'll also be able to see the rubric for evaluation of your work. These documents are going to supersede any explanation offered via email or in any other type of conversation. And the reason for this is that while we are chatting, maybe I forget some of the details of the assignment, but when I go to grade, I will definitely go back to those documents and use them as reference. So you want to make sure that you consult them, understand them very well ahead of time, so that you don't have any issues with fulfilling requirements. Now, there's no resubmission options. We are in an intensive course, and that means we don't have that much time to keep on going back to assignments. However, you can implement the feedback from assignment 2 and use it to make sure that you have a stronger assignment 3. So this in a way would work as a way to ensure that you do get all the points necessary in those parts that you incorporate into assignment 3 that were already graded in assignment 2. There's also no makeup credit. Again, we don't have the time to do this in such an intensive course. Now, deadlines are important in the real world. If you show up at the movie theater after the movie started, they're not gonna rewind it for you. If you buy the lottery ticket after the drawing, you're not gonna get in and you missed your opportunity to hit the jackpot. In the world of education, when the students get into the classroom, be it an online classroom or a face-to-face classroom, those educational materials have to be ready for them. There's no excuses. You can't just say, okay, go back home and we'll do this tomorrow. That just doesn't happen that way. So there will be late submission penalties, and you're going to get a deduction of 20% after the deadlines and up to 2 days late, a 50% deduction between 3 and 6 days late, and work that has been submitted after a week will just result in a 0. So what counts as a valid on-time submission? It is a submission that has been uploaded. If it is a file, it needs to be there. If there's a submission within Blackboard and there's nothing, there's no attachments, then that doesn't count as a valid on-time submission. It is a submission that opens. It has to be a file that opens. If it doesn't work, it doesn't count. And it is a submission that contains the required assignment. If you submitted a file and it turns out that it's your grocery list, it's not going to work out. It's not going to count as an on-time submission. You have to resubmit. But late penalties will be assessed if your file does not meet these requirements. So if I go in and I open your file, it doesn't work, it doesn't open, or it doesn't have the requirements, I'm going to start counting late penalties from the moment I try to open your file until you get me the actual file in response to my request to resubmit. So even if you submit it by the deadline, if it doesn't open, if it doesn't work, it's not going to count as an on-time submission.